Questions like these are slightly painful to deal with because this is GMAT testing you for concepts that are outside the realm of the 7 that are usually tested. So when such out-of-the-box questions are asked, we immediately need to go for a logic-based attack. So let's work with the differences that are available in this question. Now, when you vertically scan through the beginning of the answer choices, we have sand that is so saturated versus sand saturated. Either of these is fine because you have a relative clause construction if you say that, and you have a past participle modifier if you say saturated. So both of them are modifying sand. In that way, it's okay. So what we can actually work with here is the construction of these idioms. In A, we have so as to. So in this construction, the so as to is spaced and there are some words in the middle. And in the same way, so that is also split by some words in the middle. We don't have a so that or a so as to in C, but we directly have a to acquire, which is an infinitive form. And we have a so as to together here, and once again the so as to split. So how does so as to work when it's split apart like this? Well, this construction is very similar to the so that construction, only with a slight difference in meaning. For example, the virus was so deadly as to be fatal, and the virus was so deadly that it was fatal, and the virus was deadly so as to be fatal. So how do the meanings differ here? As I said before, these two are slightly similar, but there is a different logical implication from both these constructions. So if I say that the virus was so deadly as to be fatal, first of all, notice the grammatical construction here. We have a so deadly as to be, and this construction, this so as, is usually followed by this infinitive construction, as to be something. But here, after the so that, we have a clause construction, it was fatal. And here, once again, we have the infinitive construction. Now, the main meaning difference between these two is that this particular construction has a theoretical implication, whereas this construction provides an actual result. So when we say that the virus was so deadly as to be fatal, it kind of implies that the virus was so deadly that it seems to be fatal. Seems to be. So here is a theoretical aspect. But in the second example, what this means is that there is a direct result, there is an actual result because of the deadliness of the virus, that the virus ended up being fatal. So this is how we can differentiate the meaning. Whereas in the third example, when you say the virus was deadly so as to be fatal, this actually becomes illogical because this would imply the meaning that the virus had an intent or a purpose to be fatal, that it was deadly for a reason. It was deadly because it wanted to be fatal. So the third one definitely cannot work, but the first two can definitely work. The third one can work with another example like he studied hard so as to be successful. Now this works because the intent is pretty clear here, that the reason why he studied hard was to be successful. So if we take back this meaning difference to these answer choices, we can see that quicksand is a type of sand that is so saturated as to acquire a liquid's character. That means in theory, it might seem to acquire a liquid's character, but I don't think that is actually what the intended meaning is. We want to try and say that the actual result is that it acquires the liquid's character, right? So A does not make sense and B can work in that way. And please don't think that this it is an ambiguous pronoun, that it could refer to water or quicksand. Please understand that ambiguity applies when there's a clear logical confusion. But in this case, we can understand from the logic itself that it is the sand that acquires the liquid's character. So this is not pronoun ambiguity. We can hold on to B. Now in C, we have that it's saturated with water enough to acquire. Again, if we just say to acquire in the infinitive, it will still convey a purpose or an intent. So does the sand have an intent to acquire a liquid's character? Makes no sense. C goes off. And as I said before, so as to also indicates intent or purpose, the sand does not have an intent or purpose. D goes off. And E goes off because of the same mistake as in answer choice A, that it becomes a theoretical implication rather than an actual result. So the answer choice that makes logical sense is B for Bravo.